This is Tyler 1844 with Taneytown Countywide. I'm here with my esteemed colleagues today. Why don't you introduce yourselves?
Howdy, everyone. I'm Frank Sheets.
I'm Tawny. I'm from Taneytown. I work at a local nail salon and massage parlor. Hi.
What's your last name, Tawny?
Well, I don't have a last name per se because my dad named me, after Taneytown. But I'm more like Cher or Beyonce.
Per se, is that French?
I think so.
Dang.
Folks, we have a lot to get to without all of this hooting and hollering. Namely, we have a big problem here. Did you see the model townhome sign?
I sure did. Nothing wrong with it.
Looked good to me.
Well, it was spelled T-O-M-W? I don't recall it, but it was definitely a typo.
That's how you don't type a sign.
It was printed wrong. This doesn't bother you? I moved out here for the country living, but I guess these are the country folks I'm with.
Listen, I moved out here for two things, the guns and the typos. And I'm all out of typos.
Well, speaking about guns, did you hear what happened with the poor Taneytown chief of police?
That's a man of God. What did he do?
Well, it seems he may have taken some guns across state lines. Machine guns across state lines.
Well, maybe he needed to shoot people across state lines. You think about that?
Wait a minute. You can't take stuff from work across state lines. You can't do that.
Well,
Machine guns. Maybe he needed to shoot a lot of people all at once. Think about that.
before I was retired, I was a lobbyist, but I don't think for guns it's the same. They're different. They can hurt people. Why do we need guns anyway?
Well, you need to hurt people sometimes. You need to protect yourself. It's part of the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution, and also the reason the NAR exists.
Do you mean the NRA?
Yes. What did I say?
You talked about the National Association of Realtors.
Well, maybe they need to shoot people in their houses too. Who knows?
They may need to shoot whoever made that sign.
But maybe. But I like typos.
Let's go back to this transporting across state line stuff because I'm a little concerned now because I go down to Baltimore all the time to pick up this industrial strength wax because I've got some pretty hairy clients.
You need guns down there.
As you can imagine. So is that, is that transporting across state lines? I don't even know.
I think it is. I think you're arrested.
Is Baltimore a part of?
It's a whole different state. Baltimore's on a whole different state.
Because I feel like everybody down there is very different than we are up here.
They're very different, yes.
It's all Maryland people.
What?
That's in Maryland? Huh.
I know we're a county-focused...
I thought that was Washington, D.C.
We're a county-focused podcast. We really shouldn't talk about Baltimore.
Well, all I know is ever since that whole gun thing happened, I'm going to be boycotting Dick's. And also the sporting goods store.
I am not going to be boycotting Dick's.
How you doing, Tawny?
I'm fine.
I'm sure we have a lot more to talk about. Let's move on to the next subject.
So anyway, Dennis, once I left the urologist in shock, that's how I met my Aunt Mom. So that's how that story ended.
I just can't believe this is happening to you again.
Yes.
Seriously, what is up with your life, Rand?
Do you have any other hyphen relatives you need to tell us about?
I've covered all of them in the last 10 minutes of the podcast.
Well, we don't normally do a family tree episode, but I think Randy's last confession really required it. And
Randy's is more like a bush, though. It's not so much a tree.
No, I manscape. I don't know what you're talking about.
it's like a tangled web of ivy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all one place. Between Aunt Mom and sister brother, it's a lot of stuff going on.
My wife-in-law, it's just...
That is weird.
The long-suffering Mrs. Goldstein, everybody.
Cousin daughter.
Yeah, so, after 10 or 15 minutes, I think it is time to get to what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't like doing it, but we gotta probably say some bad stuff about Taneytown. Not the lovely people there.
No, people are lovely.
Who I'm sure are great, by the way, but we had a little typo incident. Randy, you want to tell me what happened?
There was a model townhome somewhere. I can't wrap my head around this, but a professional, they're home builders, not realtors. They're home builders, I believe, built a new community, and they have a townhome, model home available, and they misspelled the word townhome as town home, TOWM home. I don't know how that gets from the customer to the printer, to the proof, back to the customer, and approved.
You totally blame the printer on this one, right?
I'm going to blame everybody. The whole process fell down.
The customer has to sign off on that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I guess. I don't know. I feel
How
like,
dumb. Town home.
I mean,
that
the
looks
printer.
good.
Yeah, I feel like the printer's going to definitely have to redo that free of charge, though, right?
Now,
That should, it should have been caught.
Well,
it should have been caught.
everywhere along the way. It should have been caught. But hey, maybe people just need about their townhomes.
Should the sign company be brought out to the public as to who they were for a scarlet letter type of course, they probably spell A wrong. So who knows?
It would just be a. Well, it wouldn't be A for adulterer. It would be T for typo,
The Scarlet Tea.
and they'd end up with a P.
You know where there's
Exactly.
a lot of typos in a very public place is restaurants, Asian restaurants specifically on their menus.
Well, that makes. I've seen scrimps before. Yeah, that makes sense. Though.
But like there at one time, I think at Asian Sakai there was like a sex jalapeno roll instead of a sexy one, and all I could think
That
of
is
was, ouch.
very painful. Yeah, I can tell you because they ended up kicking me out. They were like, "No, you're supposed to eat that."
Maybe they used the same printer.
Yeah,
You just were following instructions. How is that bad?
exactly. But see, I won't eat at an Asian restaurant if there's no misspellings on there.
That's authenticity.
Exactly.
That's authenticity. Well, okay, so the other thing, let's just get our Taneytown stuff out of the way. I doubt any other podcast in the universe would ever want to talk about this
No,
stuff,
there are no other.
right? But Taneytown Police Department, that story broke in the interim week where we had our time traveling episode, I think. Right?
Yeah, and
I
it
think
was
it did.
discovered that he was explain what he did because I still don't fully understand it.
It's been a long 2 weeks. Okay, so this story first was reported as there being a problem where the chief of police was put on leave because of an investigation, and the Carroll County Times reported that, and then the reaction was, why didn't you report more? You're not telling us anything. And
Because it was sealed.
Sealed documents from the
sealed
FBI.
documents. Did we talk about this?
I feel like we
Yeah,
did.
We did talk
briefly.
about it. So we talked, going back 2 weeks, that's what happened. And then he resigns. He resigned later. Then the indictment came out, and what I theorized to be the case, I think was basically the case. He was moving stuff across state lines. Now it's federal. It was a machine gun. Machine guns, of which there are maybe 200,000 in this country. There's like a 1986 rule where if they existed before 1986, you have to do a special sort of transfer and ownership, and there are, in fact, a whole cottage industry of gun trusts that exist to do this. And he just picked up and took the gun to his house. Unclear to me whether he did this like as a privately obtained gun or as a PD obtained gun. Either way, big no-no. You can't really claim ignorance as well as a police chief. And furthermore, like, people in this I wouldn't say industry, but people in this interest group, they know the rules pretty well. Like, no gun dealer is going to tell you to do anything like that because it's the penalties are so severe. They would never want to be, even if they did nothing wrong, selling a machine gun in a circumstance where their purchaser is going to get nailed by the ATF or whomever. And I mean, all that stuff's come out. There's still some details to sort out, but Taneytown's squarely in the crosshairs right now.
What I thought was really interesting is, as the story unfolded, they admitted that they had received a complaint, and then and
the Times reported on it.
The town of Taneytown had received a complaint, and then I guess when that person who did the initial complaining didn't get proper satisfaction, they escalated it to...
They must have tipped off feds.
The only thing that makes sense is if he was going to use the machine guns to go shoot the printer.
Oh, you know what? Maybe that's why he bought the machine
I think I
gun.
just broke the case.
Or just shoot up the signs.
He could have
Maybe.
He could have stayed right in Taneytown for it. He wouldn't have to go to
Well,
Pennsylvania.
unless the printer was Pennsylvania Printers Inc.
Oh, no. Yeah, I think you cracked it.
I think you did. You got it, Randy.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
Case
what
closed.
The
Holla at me, FBI.
Now, we are not a news podcast, right? We are an internet comment section podcast. And so the thing that amuses me the most is the people who are talking about the constitutionality of the rule, but like as police officers especially, like they're not really into like the legislation of the rule or the creation of the rule. They're enforcement officers, right? So like, wouldn't they of all people be the ones you would hold the most responsible to upholding the rule, even if it's maybe not the rule that you politically agree with?
But we don't even know why he had machine guns in the first place, right?
Well, it doesn't matter. It's like a no-brainer that you're not supposed to take a machine gun from Maryland to Pennsylvania on a whim.
But if it was police business that he was doing that, wouldn't he have gotten a pass?
But he took it to his own private home.
So
Yeah.
it couldn't have been police business.
The news and the information is unclear about like what the genesis was of the gun, right? Was it a private purchase? Was it seized from another person? Was it a Taneytown weapon? I mean, maybe they need to kick down doors with machine guns at Taneytown. I don't know. I don't live there. But either way, it was put across state lines improperly. And, for me, it's like hard to like run up that flag of like, oh, constitutional. Well, the police, every police officer in the world can't be arguing constitutionality of rules in the midst of their job. That's like the job description is not constitutional scholar. It's enforcement. So I think a bunch of people barking up the wrong tree there. But you got to
Big surprise.
You got to get your licks in against the libs.
He's probably going to become the next spokesperson for the NRA or something like that. They're going to latch onto that.
Do any of you guys do PR? This could be big. He could do like I would just if I was his lawyer, I would have him do like spots from jail.
He's got a beautiful career ahead of him. I think. I don't think anything bad is going to happen to him at all.
Interesting.
I don't know. I'm not. I wouldn't go that far, but interesting actual news. A little short on laughs, I guess. But how about that light at Route 27 and Main Street, Randy?
I have big news today. Two major things have happened today. One, the light at Main Street and 27 is working. Has been working all day.
How long has it been working?
Fantastic.
I think we're on almost 36 hours. Also, no accidents in front of full moon for the last 24 hours at least.
Okay.
It's been a banner day.
Phenomenal.
Randy, what if there's an accident between now and the podcast being released?
Well, then I guess the spell is broken.
It's bound to happen.
Then we'll just have to call you out.
I guess then I was wrong. But up until this moment, there have been no accidents.
Yeah, there's been some light troubles in Westminster, like some flashing yellows and flashing reds, like where the light's just supposed to be working.
Yeah, and I feel like the new hotspot is 91 and 140. In the last couple weeks, there have been two very major accidents there, one involving a tractor trailer and one involving two other cars, and it was really bad. So...
Well, maybe if the police were busy enforcing rules instead of running guns.
Right, exactly.
This is a very serious podcast.
Well, we got serious things happening, Sherri. What do you want? Ha ha, hee hee.
Yes.
It's coming up. Don't worry.
I came here for the laughs.
Well, I don't know if you ever were in the right place for that. So
Running guns isn't funny?
So it is when it's Sons of Anarchy. So
What's going on here? Anything going on here in Westminster?
How was your lunch? Let's talk about that.
Lunch was good.
It was all right. No, I'm just kidding. Lunch was fantastic, as usual.
You brought lunch in.
I did.
It's like having a den mother.
It is. And I will tell you that since the first time she brought lunch in, the next 2 Fridays, I got lunch for everybody in the office, all 2 of us, from Birdie's.
Well,
and how did you do that, Randy? You ordered online, didn't you?
You can order online. You can go on your phone or on the website. You can place your order, place any kind of customizations to that order, as I usually do.
Wow.
And they will text you when it's in process. They will text you when it's done. Mm-hmm. And
birdiescoffee.com.
Yes.
Just go right to the website. Order up anything you want.
Didn't somebody give you that idea a few years ago to have an online ordering system?
There was this schmuck who kept coming into my coffee shop saying, I want to order my coffee before I get here because I can't stand to sit here and talk to you.
Schmuck is German for extremely handsome, prosperous man, if anybody doesn't know.
Randy, were there really 2 people here, or is that just how much you eat for lunch sometimes?
No, there's 2 of us here on Friday. And yes, I can definitely 2 of them.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I was like, I bet you could just waltz in there and get 2 sandwiches.
I could easily eat 2 Xaviers. And also the sandwiches.
And tell them about the special little surprise you got in your lunch, too, because Randy's a big fan of fruits and vegetables.
Organic
as you all know.
produce, especially.
And we have a sense of humor at Birdie. So what'd you get in your lunch today?
Well, I always order, what is it, the Gouda Buddha?
The Gouda Buddha.
I always order that with no pear.
Do you say, like, hold the pears? Do you have,
Yes,
like, a really, like, a vicious way of saying it?
I don't say it viciously.
Officious. Like, hold the pears.
Yes, I always put that in my order online, which I do, that a very awesome person suggested to be facilitated. And it always comes without pear. The orders are always perfect. Well, today I got a special little package, and it was just pear.
all the pears that you're owed.
Yeah. It's like, here.
Oh,
Here, you motherfucker. Here's all your pears.
your extra pears.
Well, lunch was great. It's very fortunate that someone suggested that, because if we couldn't pound it in online, I don't know how I could even order food anymore.
Yeah, no
what
joke.
else can you do?
If you're going to go to these big box places that are around here for lunch and they're
yeah, like
crowded.
boxes, that place. Ugh.
Exactly. Try Birdie's for lunch. It's no joke. It's good stuff.
Well, thank you. I think so too.
I liked it, and I did have some Pringles too for the extra crunch, because the sandwich was good. And I need a little extra crunch.
How good are Pringles?
Yeah, Pringles, when they sponsor us, we're going to really arrive. No offense, Birdies.
And a little sweet treat for you guys too.
That's right.
Get all you,
Did
all
you
you
make
need.
those?
I have a baker. I do not have the facilities.
What
to
are those
bake.
called? Because those are very good.
Well, I call them nipple cookies, but I
Yes, they look like that.
They're
It's,
Hershey
it's like a
Kisses.
peanut butter cookie with a
With a
chocolate
Hershey
Hershey kiss in the middle.
Yes. But I think the official term is peanut butter kiss cookie.
Yeah. Okay.
But I prefer nipple.
Me too. As would anybody.
Yeah.
They were great, regardless of what they were.
So thank you, Birdies, our lunch sponsor.
You're welcome.
So, speaking of something that's pure fire, we have a Phoenix Reborn. Sergio's is coming back. Do you like that transition?
That was very nice.
I thought you were going to go into the other story.
I like
but-
that. Yeah, and that also.
We'll get there. Don't
Yeah.
worry. So, Sergio's I guess, how long was Sergio's around before it closed down? 3 years? Was that?
Oh, yeah. It was around for that long, yes.
So Sergio's been a relatively consistent, top tier Italian place. Transitioned to ownership, Costa Pizza, and then Habanero's closed, and suddenly left is right, right is wrong, and Sergio's is back and moving into the Habanero space, and Costa Pizza is going elsewhere? Question
Yep.
mark.
As a sit-down pizza place. Now, can I make a public plea right now to the owners of Sergio's?
Are you gonna do you want your one dish from Habanero's back? The one pile of
No,
meat?
no, I do not. I think one thing that Westminster really needs, if I can make my suggestion, and
Brick
this
oven?
is yes, a brick oven pizza place with craft brew. I hate to sound like a white guy, but yes, brick oven pizza
That's the
With
whitest thing I heard all day.
with craft brew beer. That would be the one thing we don't have, because there
Do
are
you think
lots of pizza
do you
places.
think they could also talk about retirement and 401ks there? That would also be on brand for what you want.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's
Because
definitely on
I
brand.
feel like brick oven's kind of hipster.
Yeah. No.
Craft brew, that's pretty hipster.
I think the worm has turned on craft brews.
The what?
The worm has turned.
The
on,
worm has turned.
I think craft. I think this
What?
the turn of phrase is unfamiliar to you.
No, is that a Dungeons and Dragons thing?
No.
You've never heard that before.
No, I've never heard that. The tables have turned. I've heard that.
It's different.
If the worm turns, it just cultivates something.
Hashtag cultivated. No. Okay. So, I think that craft brews have hit their like high water mark, and I mean, most of the places that were like big initially have like popular say have now gotten big, and so like I don't think people are into craft. I think people like those craft brews are now brands.
Really?
Yeah, literally like Dogfish Head and all those different things that were like craft brews. They're like now whole operations, and so many of them have
because
been bought up by other.
The ones that I get are like really, really local.
You even heard of them yet?
Exactly.
Maybe Randy is a millennial.
Listen, I'm going to go listen to my Pavement albums and drink my brew, okay?
I have a question. Okay, so I think this is a little suspicious, this whole Sergio's thing coming back, because, they left, and then it was Costa.
It all makes sense. There's nothing
But, I mean,
suspicious.
did somebody make somebody an offer they couldn't refuse?
No. Oh, my God, that's so racist.
I think the rules. I just checked the racial rules handbook. You're allowed to be racially insensitive to white people.
To the mob, yeah, sure.
Okay, well, I think that guy...
It's not necessarily a race. There's not just a certain ethnic profile
Yeah, sure.
for the mob.
Sure. Because
Can-
Jews talk like that.
Yeah, I mean, I know some who do.
Harvey, you did my taxes wrong. How's that Knish? Harvey, you're not feeling too good, huh? Yeah, I heard that a lot.
I'm gonna find you sleeping with the gefilte fish.
Yes. No, I think that Sergio... Is there a Sergio Is that really a person? Okay, I think he had been coveting that spot for a long time,
So he
and
put
then
a
it
hit
opened
out?
up, and then he had Frank Habanero murdered, and now he's getting that spot where he's hopefully going to put a brick oven pizza, like an Al Pacino type place.
And some microbrews. Maybe play The Cure.
There's a yes. Well, wait a minute. Which era of The Cure? Everything from
don't know.
pornography and before.
Why don't we do Morrissey, too?
Now I'm insulted. So there's a place called Kecko. I think it's called Kecko Pizza in Reisterstown.
Not
and
Carroll County, but good.
It's not. It's a different universe, but they do brick oven pizza, and their pizza is ready. I heard in like 90 seconds. They put it in for 90 seconds at like 1,000 degrees, and then it's boom, it's done.
It's very good.
Have you had it?
Oh, yeah. I've gone there a bunch of
Okay.
times.
So am I right? Is it really quick?
A minute and a half? That's incredible.
Well,
Yeah.
I think like they like time it with the rest of your food. So like if not, I've never got my pizza there in 90 seconds. No.
You know, there's a brick oven chain pizza place
Bertucci's.
in Eldersburg. It's
What? No, there
Oh.
not.
Mod pizza?
Yeah,
That's not brick
that's-
oven, is it?
that's not brick oven. Yeah, of course it is.
It might be, but yeah,
They
it's
put
it's
it
like
in a. I mean, I've been there.
it's the Chipotle of pizza.
Right, but I mean, still.
No, like I want a real brick oven where they slide it in and they're talking with Italian accents and it's like ISIS pizza in Reisterstown or Hunt
My
Valley.
friend Tom has one in his backyard. You want to come over?
Yes, I
Okay.
do. I make them in my grill, in my ceramic grill, and it's the best thing ever.
Okay.
But you just want to pay someone to do it.
Yeah,
So you can
so
have
I can
your
sit there
brews.
with my family, have a couple of coffee beers, couple of espresso brews. Best thing in the world.
That sounds wonderful.
Call me whatever you want. I like that stuff.
Hey, you gotta do you. And then things are still
Do
on
I ever?
fire. Things are still on fire. Baughers tried to do a controlled burn. This is a real doozy of a story.
How did it start?
Well, wait a minute. Is this? I mean, are we official? Are we calling this the winner? this
No,
week?
no.
We're
no,
gonna
you know
talk
what?
about the winner.
I don't think it's the winner, but if you do, then we'll have Judge Dennis decide.
Oh, Jesus.
No.
I got a different entry
Oh,
for the Golden
gosh.
Tractor Crank.
I didn't even bring my
I'm
robes.
fired up.
Okay.
You want to go? We'll go.
I didn't bring my robes today.
There's a lot of.
Then just get naked
Yeah.
for us. It's
Well,
fine.
that's a given. Okay, fine. You, Randy, go advocate for yours. I won't even do it.
Well,
I gotta be pure impartial.
Really? Do you want to do that?
Sure, that's fine. I'll do it.
All right, you go first.
No way. You go first.
All right.
You're so damn fired up.
I am fired up
Okay.
like a brick oven pizza.
Well, let's hear it. What's your Golden Tractor Crank entry?
Like
Great.
a barn in a controlled burn.
The great people at Mediterranean, let's give them a plug, once again caught somebody in the act with their very, very thorough surveillance system outside. Somebody pulled up to their parking lot and stole 2 parking cones and then drove off with them. Why they stole them is anybody's guess, although someone guessed that it could have been for the next snowstorm. But who plans like that? Who's planning like that
here's
in
my
advance?
thought. I wish I'd seen the. I wish that. Now I know I'm Judge Dennis.
Are you
but
being the judge right now, or?
I don't know. I've got to converse about
Mistrial.
this. Yeah, you can appeal it. So, what I was wondering is like, so we didn't see the car drive up. I wonder if this lady was drunk.
Oh, she could have been.
Because like to me, that's like a drunk person thing, stealing traffic cones.
That makes it even worse.
You just like kind of like saunter up there, like her car was like kind of like catty cornered and crooked. She like randomly shoves some cones in her car and drives off into the sunset. That seems like a drunk thing to do.
She was a little wobbly when she got out of the car.
Would you? I think the story makes more sense if she's drunk. I'll go so far as to say that.
Yeah, that's probably
fine, but it
true.
makes it more of a candidate.
I don't know about that. I'm not talking about the
Yeah.
Golden Tractor
And you,
crankness
do
of
it.
it.
Stop trying to influence the judge.
Hey, I got to do what I got to do.
Get up off the floor.
All right, that's my. It's like asking the sun not to shine.
All right, so
Okay.
you back to the beginning. The
Okay.
fire at Baughers. Go.
So my submission, Your Honor, for the Golden Tractor Crank Award this week is that they decided to have a controlled fire at Baughers Orchard.
So they
which-
started the fire.
Yes, they started the fire
They did start the fire.
at the barn next to the petting zoo at the farm,
Does
which
this-
could not be a more quintessentially Carroll County institution.
Just tell me that no animals get killed by the fire.
No animals were harmed. The fire did start to heat up the petting zoo. They had to evacuate, and unfortunately, some peacocks got out.
Well, birds are like the least cute form of animal, so I'm less
But
concerned.
What?
peacocks are beautiful. And so the male and female peacock actually did manage to escape.
Oh gosh.
But they later did return home. And I've recently found out that peacocks are very much like homing pigeons. They always return to their homes.
Do you know where they went
They're
in the
imprinted.
meantime?
I
Baltimore?
think they went down to Taneytown to buy some machine
I know where
guns.
they went.
Where'd they go?
To Birdie's Cafe.
Oh,
How did I get that and not you?
that's so cute, Randy. You're adorable.
So the birds are back.
The birds are back.
Yes.
Birds are back in town.
Okay. Do you back the birds?
I don't know. We'll see how they do. Bandwagon.
Could they be any worse than last year? No,
It's always possible.
no.
All right. So Judge Dennis, what do you think? What is
This is tough.
the winner of the Golden Tractor Crank?
But so the fire department had to come out though, right? That was the
Pleasant Valley, Taneytown, and Westminster
Yeah, it was on-
units responded.
It was on WBAL's news. I mean, it got interstellar news.
Hey, Baughers, slow time in the winter. Got to stay in the headlines. No news is no press is bad press, right? All right, let's think this through. What did we decide is quintessentially Carroll County? Like
We didn't.
right, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, what do we?
Agriculture,
Drunk.
animal husbandry.
Mediterranean.
Okay, I was 99% to Sherry, but then you said Mediterranean. But
Uncle Dad's.
But I'm still gonna go with Sherry because of the ag
right.
angle. They're both beautiful guys. Can't you just? Why do you have to make me decide between you two all the
Because
time?
that's what makes this this
Because we
segment.
want your approval, Daddy.
We need this. What? Okay. This just took a turn.
So, I just the stolen cone thing. Didn't the post also say, who if you know this person?
Yeah, they want to find them absolutely, and they
I
should.
wonder if someone's gonna come forward and narc on them.
Can I do another public plea? If you're going to go to Mediterranean,
Stop committing crimes.
go park your car, walk in, eat the delicious food, and tip them well. That's it. Why is that so hard, people? Don't steal candles, traffic cones, because you will get caught, and we will laugh about it.
That's true.
We will see it.
So, all right. So you're telling people to do normal stuff and with their cars in Mediterranean, but apparently parking's been a problem in town in general.
Yeah. There's yes, and you won't see this nonsense at Mediterranean. You'll see it at the Westminster shopping center, Giant, the mall, where people are just taking up two spaces at once. But see, you brought up a good point last summer that if you see somebody parked like that, and if it's in like a crowded area, you don't know if the person who was parked next to them before they got there was one spot over and forced them.
It's a domino
true.
effect.
Yeah, that is
Yes.
true.
Now, that's true, but if you see the person pull in, you know.
Right. But if you didn't, nobody saw these people pull in. Now, there were some where a truck was taking up, 4 spots,
Right.
right in the middle there.
Don't worry, my is average size truck.
Yeah. Now, those people, that's when I advocate people
Be sure
coming.
to bleep that so we can let it up to the imagination.
I think they'll know.
They'll know. But I don't want to offend all of our truck-loving audience.
He said cab, didn't he? Because them 250s ain't that big.
Yeah, I don't know. Parking is a challenge. I mean, the better angels in me say, well, what if it's the old person's mistake? Clearly, they shouldn't have a license, but it's not malicious or like stupidity necessarily. But yeah, I don't have much tolerance for that. I get really ticked when I like see the spot and I try to make it work, and someone has like inobviously parked back. Like if you're coming from the wrong angle and you can't see the one far line, and then you pull in and it's like, oh, they're over the line. I mean, I get the rage.
Right, or if
I'm
there's-
starting to feel it just describing the situation.
If there's a Pennsylvania license plate, they might get it passed because it's just how they are.
Yeah, I'm just wired differently up there.
I found out they don't have driver's ed out up there. So that kind of explains everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
You just can't sort out the gene pool as well.
Oof. That's why they got machine guns coming up there. So what else is going on?
I actually did make a top 10 list.
Really?
About, why you should buy your illegal firearms in Taneytown.
Well,
So-
between Randy's family bush and this is going to be a long show.
Well, I mean, you can skip it if you want to. I don't care.
We don't have to skip it.
Okay. All right. So top 10 reasons why you should buy your guns in Taneytown.
Oh,
Number 10, if you have a deer problem, your waiting period is waived.
Is that true?
Yes, everything I say on this show is true.
Okay. I'm going to ask that for every question, so get ready.
Number 9, you earn points at Kenny's Market towards your purchase.
Ooh.
They have great donuts there.
That's a good... Oh, I didn't... Oh.
They're fantastic donuts there.
Oh, maybe we should record from there.
Number 8, free installation of your truck gun rack with every purchase.
Nice.
Carroll's Ford. That's sponsored by them.
Wonder how many spots those trucks take up. And I'm sure if they have guns, there's definitely no penis problem.
Not at all.
Bleep that one.
It doesn't matter. Number 7, any grade above a C on your FSK report card earns you $5 off your purchase.
Nice.
I feel
That'll
like
save them money.
Oh, probably want to shoot for D's. Really.
I mean, it'll save the store money.
They want the kids. They want the kids to be at least mediocre, I think. Number 6, senior discounts for Lorien residents. So
it goes with Flick's Pub.
Yeah.
You know, you got your guns and your alcohol and your geriatrics.
Number 5, priority sales to those previously convicted through the Taneytown Police Department. Number 4, a free stay at the Antrim with your purchase of 5 machine guns or more. So, I mean, I think that's really kind of worth it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's good.
You can't afford not to buy.
That's how we'll get Randy there, finally.
No.
to the Antrim with guns?
With guns. Number 3, this one's for Randy, too.
They're all for Randy.
Your Uncle Daddy has a friend who can hook you up.
Now, Uncle Daddy makes it weird. Adding the Y to Dad turns it all sexual.
Hey, we'll let everyone else decide after they heard their stuff this morning.
Those days are behind me.
Number 2, a 1-year membership in the exclusive Shoot 'em Up Glow Bowl Club at Thunderhead Bowling Alley. So that's a really good reason to buy.
Thunderhead set up if
Taneytown.
they just had the right backstops, they could go to shooting range, like, you know, shooting range to bowling, shooting range to bowling. I don't see any problem with that. And now they have beer there too.
Yeah.
All right, you guys ready? Number 1.
I don't know. I'm never ready for this to end. So
Number 1 top 10 reason to buy your guns in Taneytown. Convenient nighttime pickup in the rear of the Sheets parking lot.
Damn. Pick up in the rear.
Pick up in the rear.
Sounds good, Daddy.
from a Taneytown PD
Your gun
valet.
daddy.
Unmarked car.
There you go. Maybe it was all part of a. Maybe it was part of a sting. Maybe he was the one who was like exposing something bigger, and he got. He reached too far, too close to the sun.
Icarus. Too close to the sun.
Yep.
What was the aphorism Randy didn't understand? The worm has turned.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you understand that now?
No. Can you tell me the story behind that?
I mean, it's
not like a story.
It's an idiom, right?
Yeah, it's an idiom.
Yeah.
Does sound idiotic.
The situation has changed for the worse.
Okay, but why does, if a worm turns, I can't.
So there's
connect that.
always really amazing stories behind idioms, and I'm so fascinated by all of them. I actually don't know the backstory on this, but I could guess.
So my 2 guesses would be like earthworms or wormwood in alcohol.
Yeah,
Absinthe.
I was thinking wormwood and alcohol as well. That's what I was thinking.
So like maybe like because like the good absinthe used to make you hallucinate.
Yeah, and I think that was probably the reference.
Yeah, but now you can get absinthe in Czech, but it's not the good.
Dennis,
absinthe.
we should like have a discussion about idioms sometimes because it's so fascinating. It really is. Like the things that you say 3 sheets to the wind. Like there's a reason why you say that.
Dead ringer.
Yeah, there's a reason why
Yeah.
you said that. Dead ringer and like Saved by the Bell and things like that.
And I know the story
Wow.
of Dead Ringer and Raining Cats and Dogs and all that, but the worm has turned. I haven't gotten sold on that yet.
Hey,
Okay.
this podcast is multi-talented, multifaceted, and multinational.
I mean, like the worm has turned, being it changed,
Yeah,
like when an alcohol turns.
that's what I'm guessing the origin is.
But see, you're guessing.
But I don't need to know the origin to know the meaning.
Yeah.
I think we have the title for this podcast.
The worm has turned.
Yes.
As the worm turns.
Okay.
When people read that, they're going to be like,
I don't know where you're going with all this, but
oh, you know where I'm going.
I guess between your story and this, we've got like a 55-minute podcast, so we better get this thing done, right?
Yep.
All right, I'm Dennis Twigg.
I'm Randy Goldstein.
I'm Sherri Hausfeld Joseph.
Definitely the only podcast you're listening to.
Absolutely.
See you. Bye.